What's up, everybody? This is Jazz Fuzz. I hope y'all doing good. I'm gonna post this up. Been a while. Been hustling. Doing college, working overtime. Trying to survive, right? So, as we all know, that the Virginians voted for Republicans this year. And a lot of people are really shaken up by this, and a lot of people are very concerned about how Virginia is turning. And most of all, people are trying to understand, like, what just happened. What happened? Exactly what happened. Now, I just finished listening to an article called Big Money Behind Big Lies. It's a really good article. It's from, I believe it's a New York Times, a journalism article. And I was just finishing listening to it, and it was very, very, very interesting that the fact that many Republicans and conservative people will put heavy lies without any evidence of proving a voting fraud, proving their democracy is about to be diminished, proving the Constitution is not applied to them. But people believe false allegations and lies and conspiracy theories than truth, facts, and actual documentation of the law that protects each and every American. Now, you're probably like, what does this have to do with the Virginia election? Well, it is pretty obviously clear that most white voters, not all, but most white voters feel like they're about to be in a bubble. And they feel like they're about to be in a corner. For the longest time, as I've been watching documentaries or reading articles, a good handful of white people feel like the governors, mayors, and councilor people are not paying attention to them. They're not listening to them. They're not showing interest to them. Plus, they also make them feel like they're dumb and stupid and like they're not intelligent people. And they are very intelligent. So, I believe that the reason why Democrats lost, it was not to go towards those type of people. Now, most people say you can't cure stupid. No, you cannot cure stupid. And in the Bible, it says that we ain't supposed to argue with fools. You're absolutely right. We're not supposed to argue with no fools. But in a political perspective, you have some way to go target people who feel left out. Since the Obama era, a lot of white folks feel like they're being left out because the LGBTQ plus people, the minorities, women, disability, people been in the limelight in the front for so long that a lot of white folks feel like, hey, we deserve to get heard. We deserve to get notoriety here. We deserve to be in this conversation. But what the Democrats have done, and I don't know why they keep doing this, but they keep refusing talking to these certain white people who are the conservative, independent people, or swinger voters. I believe not all the Republican people, I believe those three type of people came out vote for Republican. Because Democrats are not really paying attention to these certain individuals. Now, most people say, well, how come the Democrat Virginia people didn't go out and vote? I really do believe the reason why they didn't go out and vote is because Virginia been a blue state and been voted for Democrats for a while, for a couple of years now. And I guess some people just feel like, hey, it's going to be blue anyway, there's no reason for me to vote. And then when the results came in on Wednesday, it shook the core of Virginia, especially the older generation who was once living in this state where segregation and racism was such a high peak in this state. And they're scared half to death that we may go back in time. And others are just shocked that Virginia people voted for Republicans because they saw that many people voted for Democrats. But once again, you can't always believe that one, a Democrat will keep their seat forever because the state is blue, and then two, you have to go out and vote. Don't always assume because for many, many years it's been blue, it's going to stay blue. That's just like a Republican state. It's been red for many, many years. Don't assume that it's going to stay red and end up changing blue. So people got to understand that. But I'm really believing that the Democrats just don't talk to these type of white people. They don't engage with them. They don't listen to them. If they do, I don't know what they're saying to them. Because for the longest time I've been reading and stuff like that, white people feel left behind. Now, behind the article that I just mentioned before, they really are afraid the dynamic change that is going on in this country, which is mixed, which is homosexuality is open and accepted, which is different types of religions are open and accepted. America is changing and adapting in a rapid pace. And the older white folks, who I like to call, because if you see I have a video called White People Are Trapped, and I described there's three different types of white people. You got the real white people, the confused white people, and the prejudiced white people. So the prejudiced white people are very scared half to death. They know that America is changing. They know that the older white folks are gone or pass away or about to hit death, door. And they also understand that the white population is degrading down. Now, most people like, where? Because I still see a lot of white people. Mixed race. Some are passing away of violence and cancer and disease and old age. So white people their race is diminishing. And so a lot of these Republicans see that. They see that they have to control the inside of the legislated of bills and other cooperating bills and stuff like that in United States, because this is their last chance to keep the white hope alive, if you will. But not only keep the white hope alive, but also continue, and I hate to say it, but racism alive and well. And the one thing that Democrats keeps failing in this point, you're giving the racist Republican and racist big money companies, small or large, ability to keep pushing their agenda to the white folks who feel left behind. One thing that Jesus said, he say, treat your neighbors, love your neighbors as you love yourself. And I think Democrats don't love their neighbors very often. They don't love them. So what do other people do? They find somebody who's willing to listen to them. They find somebody who agrees with them and stuff. Now, one person can say, well, Jasmine, all the all politics do lie. A lot of them do lie. Yes, absolutely, a lot of them do lie. Some hold their accountabilities and responsibility to help their state and help their county, and others do not. But one thing for sure, one thing for certain, that a lot of them are only going in. What I understand, listen to the article, is that a lot of business, small and large, are pushing this agenda to eradicate voting and voting suppression. Because a lot of white folks understand that if they don't drill this in the new generation of white kids of voting suppression, then colored people and different types of people are going to be all over the political world. Republican, Democrat, Independent, Purple Party, and Green Party. There's going to be across the board. It's going to be nothing but colored people, which leads to different changes, different points of view. But however, that's scaring the living daylights out of them because they feel like they're being behind. Now, the reason why that most Virginians have voted Republicans, I feel like Democrats didn't really talk to these people. One thing I definitely understand about the article and about some people who follow Trump, they believe these weird allegations and lies without any proof or truthness. For some reason, the lie sounds a lot better than the truth. Like, some people don't want to admit it, but some black slaves did own black slaves. Very percentage number in that time, but it was true. And some black people don't like the fact that there really was black slaves that owned black slaves. Now, a lot of them don't deny it. Some kind of do. But as you read and research and, study a lot about different things, you'd be surprised. I think the truth always sets you free. But for these people, it seemed like a lie is more freedom than the truth, which is kind of scary if you think about it. What I understand when I listen to this article is that the fact that these Trump supporters and conservative people feel like United States is not keeping their Constitution's rights in a good high standard, and they're not really paying attention of the issues and problems that they're doing. They just feel left behind. I think I mentioned this, white people are trapped. I'm not so sure, but I think I did mention this. A lot of white people just don't feel like they're being heard. And a lot of white people are frustrated because they don't understand why the left or the Democrats don't like their idea, and then the left don't understand the conservative and Republican people idea. To me, I'm coming to where I'm trying to have a common ground and trying to understand both sides of the fence, and also understand, what does conservatives really want? What do they need? What is their yelling and screaming of help? What is they want to make America great again, as Trump's slogan? What is it that they want? What exactly what they want? Because and I'm going to dig deeper because it's giving me curiosity. Because I'm trying to understand. For the rest of the world, we want change, we want diversity, we want differences. But however, conservatives want a strict and dominant rule place. And they don't want flexibility, and they don't want nothing to be changed or different at all. They want everything black and white instead of like a rainbow. And I'm trying to understand, what exactly are they targeting at? When I listened to this article about behind big money and big lies, I found it that small business and corporations are pushing the agenda to put nothing but huge lies. Lies, 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 without any facts or any type of proof or truth behind what they're trying to push. They are really trying to make this young generation of Republicans or conservative people to be on board what they're saying. However, people have to do the research. I found it very interesting that not all, but some conservative research and say the Democrats were the ones who set up the Ku Klux Klan and did this and do that. You're absolutely right. The Democrats at that time were very racist, and the Republicans at that time was all about patriotism. However, the roles have reversed because that one, Republicans start looking at wealthy people, giving them donors. And to this very day, it's still happening. Same thing with Democrats. Big donors are given to them too. At the end of the day, I think both parties hurt themselves because they leave an oppression for somebody who's looking for the truth, always looking out for their country and the community, that everybody just care about money but don't care about the people who's living in this country. And I'll be back my part 2.